kundi na ni Lord. Take 2. Alright, take 2. Welcome again to my YouTube channel, Move You Better. My name is Alan, and welcome to this a different style, basically. So, hindi ako gagawa ng yoga class or fitness class today, but more on I wanna touch on myths and debunk them about being a yogi. Okay? And isa-isayin natin. I keep looking sa phone ko instead of looking at the camera. So, magmumukha akong banlag. So, right now, for those of you who just tuned in and got used to listening to me on speaking in English, magta-Taglish ako. Okay? So, I'm Alan. I'm from the Philippines. Sabi ko nga Tagalog eh. And I'm Filipino. So, here are some myths that, or misconceptions basically, about yoga, about a yogi, and I'll try to break it down. So, let me just say this. I am a yogi since 2014. Nangyari is, I'm a runner blogger. I started out blogging. I came from the banking industry, and then yoga came along when my site, my then site, Running Free Manila, Urban Ashram Manila, reached out to make me as one of their ambassadors. Well, just a digital ambassador. So that's a different thing with ambassadors and digital ambassador. When it comes to ambassadors, they are the face. Kumbaga sila yung the word today would be influencers. And then usually bloggers are the ones doing the, well, okay, fine. Wag na. Edit na lang natin. Cut, direct. Okay. Ako rin yung director. So, and producer. So, basically, kami, ang blogger ang gumagawa ng mga nitty-gritty part of the, you know, spreading the news about wellness, about yoga, about fitness. So, yun. And then from there, I got addicted to it, so to speak. While dabbling on CrossFit, running, still with running. And then eventually, I concentrated on CrossFit. So, medyo nawala si yoga. Naging serious ako ulit back in 2018 when I moved to Baguio. So, medyo mahaba na to. I don't know how many minutes na. And probably I lost, you know, half of you watching. And so, from there, syempre, ano bang ginagawa sa Baguio? E di mag-slow down. But other than that, I teach as well as their fitness coach and mobility coach. And I also do yung myofascial release, ganyan. Yan. So, no point. Okay. Let's go directly sa misconceptions about yoga. So, ang nangyayari kasi, back when I was handling a CrossFit box in San Juan, I collaborated my box, which I used to manage, ulit-ulit. We collaborated with, ano ba yung kay Ben? Shucks. Ben, if you're watching, sorry. Pero, so, we collaborated with a yoga studio in San Juan, near Wilson. para to try yoga with CrossFitters. So basically, with CrossFit, every Thursday is a rest day for them. So today is Thursday, so rest day for most of the CrossFitters or those who work out doing free weights sa mga global gyms. Ang dami kong so yun ang filler ko, sorry. So there. And then nangyari, talagang lalabas at lalabas na because when you're doing CrossFit or you're working out, when you're used to working out, your muscles are contracted naturally, even if during at rest, right? So ang kailangan natin is to have it mobilized, and with the use of yoga, I thought of bringing in yoga para ma-relax ang muscles, and then flexibility and mobility will be improved. Kasi during that time, there's such a thing as mobility jargon sa CrossFit. And everyone's talking about it until everyone also is getting injured every day. Kasi that's another discussion to talk about, and I'm not gonna touch it anyway because I'm no longer a CrossFitter. Yung when it comes to pull-ups, keeping pull-ups, and even yung handstands. So, given that CrossFit wanted to teach fitness as a whole with gymnastics on one side, and then total fitness, functional movement on the other side. And again, that's another debate that I don't want to dabble with, because the reason behind I chose yoga over other fitness courses. Well, I still run and finally open na ang UP. Bakit nga ba? Anyway, ayokong ma-target ng mga CrossFitters dito. Let's just continue with myths or misconceptions about yoga. So, here we started Yoga International. These are the 3 major misconceptions of yoga. 1, yoga is stretching. It's just stretching. And basically, totoo yun for most of athletes, and see yoga as just part of their pre-workout and post-workout, which is good. And the reason behind why yoga is stressed as more on stretching, because we do a lot of poses, what we call asana. So asana is a Sanskrit term for movement or for posture or pose. And maganda nga naman ang yoga to help in relaxing again the muscle, like I said a while ago, the soft tissues, and for the limbs to be supple at maging, to make way for more movement. That's the point. But it's not all about stretching. It's about the breath. It's about meditating. It's about the attitude, the mindset. Yoga is basically later on, but I'm getting ahead of myself. English. So, yun. And people would always see us doing stances. And mind you, I'm a total fit coach, and in total fit WODs, our cool down are basically yoga poses. So there's cobra, there's upward facing dog, there's also the seated twisted yun, pagagalitan na naman ako ng mga yoga teachers. Seated twisted stretch like this. So for those who would like to correct me for what pose is this. And this is basically universal for most of the fitness in the fitness industry and the wellness industry. Basically, this is good for you to, and sabihin na naman nila na mali ako because I'm leaning back. So I have to elongate my spine and all that. What is good about this is it helps in decompressions, and because our body is so used when it comes to movement, our body is used with the flexion and extension, meaning to say sa mga not familiar with the jargons, is the movement of going forward and backward with our spine. That's about it. And yun nangyayari because of the tension between the vertebrae, and I'm being technical here, minsan nagkakaroon ng inflammation in between the vertebrae. So ang ginagawa natin is decompression by twisting our spine. Why is it not just about stretching? Like I said, okay, para tuloy mahaba pala to, no? There's the 8 limbs of yoga as mentioned by Patanjali. And what time is it? It's 9:41 a.m. So I woke up like this ang peg ko. So sabihan nyo lang ako kung mas okay na nakalugay ang buhok ko or nakatali. And I'm just I'll debunk as well kung bakit mahaba ang buhok ko. And like I said, the 8 limbs of yoga would include yamas or self-restraint, and then niyamas are observances, asanas or the postures, message. Okay. What else? Pranayama, which is more on breathing, and then so yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara. Pratyahara is what's this? Yung stopping the senses. Again, like I said, passing tabi po sa mga true blue or na yogis, and this supposedly lighten the mood between the real world. I'm trying to bridge the gap ng real world sa yoga community. Okay? So let me use Google para hindi ako mag-buckle. Okay? So pratyahara is the withdrawal of the senses. We have the dharana or the concentration. So you will see yung seated meditation, and that is the dhyana. So dharana, concentration, and then dhyana, meditative absorption. And the last one is samadhi, the union or the integration, because yoga came from the Sanskrit term yuj, which is yoke. No, that's woke. Pero that's the yoke or the union, para pag-isahin, okay, in Filipino. And those are the things na hindi masyado natin nakikita. Parate ang available sa YouTube or sa Facebook or other, well, mostly on Instagram, are the poses. So yung nakikita ninyong poses are aesthetically nice, but some of which, ito na yung mga yung sasabihin ng mga yogis na there's a difference between a yoga pose, an asana, and gymnastics, acrobatics. So, and again, we're not attacking acrobats and gymnasts. It's just that it gives a different view on what yoga is when it comes to Instagram. So, nakikita nyo parati mga suggestive poses na puro, excuse me, mga camel toes. Lalo na sa mga babae. And it feels like an insult. And Instagram community guidelines would say it's a form of expression, right? However, the belief, the tradition, and the respect to yoga nawawala because of those things. So, anyway, ako sabihin naman ng ano na ako, hater. So, that is about yoga is just stretching? No. So, there are 8 limbs of yoga to note, and you can Google it easily. Yoga is merely exercise. Well, okay, in tradition, or so as my mentors would say, in India, what happened was, so young boys are very unruly, of course. Children are unruly in the morning, and parents thought of something that would make them busy, and that is yoga. So what they do is created ashrams, meaning to say mga yoga studios in the more modern society, and then created ashrams para to teach yoga, and i-divert ang energy ng mga bata instead of being unruly and being, going around, and to learn yoga. And so the discipline of yoga came about. And so also that's why there are poses of that are dedicated to animals, not because we wanted to be animals, but because our yoga ancestors believe that we have to, not hindi maging hayop, pero to incorporate yung mga personalities, good ones, ng mga hayop. So they imitated and created yoga poses or asanas again, maybe to personify those animals, not to insult them or anything. Okay? And so it's not merely exercise. So, well, okay, fine. Let me just clear on this. The Bikram yoga, power yoga, hot yoga, these are demands from the Western culture. These are Western influences because, first and foremost, when our great sages, went to America to introduce yoga, the white people, the Americans thought and saw yoga as something circusy, mala Cirque du Soleil ang peg, and which is true kasi how on earth can you do headstands, shoulder stands, wheel pose that would look like you're doing contortions, and good, diba? Masaya. And so the attention, marketing din yan marketing and sales. How do you appeal to your new market? Make it amusing, make it interesting, and something that is very unique, diba? So there. And the third, this is from yogainternational.com. All yogis are vegetarians. No. But, with nalimutan ko na tuloy. Wait. Let me just check. So there's this science. There's this teka lang. yun, Ayurveda. So, Ayurveda is basically Ayurvedic medicine. It's a traditional Hindu system of medicine which is based on the idea of balance in bodily systems and uses diet, herbal treatment, and yogic breathing. Okay? So, and like TCM, the traditional Chinese medicine, the Ayurveda, or the traditional Hindu system of medicine, would identify bodies as three parts, either, or three kinds, three types. Dami ko na sinabi. So, Pitta, Vata, or Kapha. And basically, I'm Pitta because I'm all about heat. So, fire, water, and earth, basically. And yun. And the good thing there is kino-combine or from your body type, chine-check kung ano yung better food for you. And so the smart choice of food for your body to function better is through vegetables. And kaya nagiging vegan or the transition into vegan, vegetarian ang mga yogis because admit it, processed foods, and basically CrossFitters could attest to it, and those who are competing so bodybuilding competitions, ulit redundant, I'm saying is kung hindi white meat, so that's fish and chicken, and protein is basically beef, it's also the respect to Mother Nature because they my friends, my yogi friends who are vegan, strictly vegan, believe na they couldn't imagine themselves eating something or eating something, an animal with a mother. So ang point nila doon is if you can butcher, you can imagine yourself kill another being, not necessarily a human being, then if you cannot, then go vegan. That is your health. And at the same time, nililimit natin ang carbon footprint natin. Basically, yung mga utot natin are more toxic or more harmful to the atmosphere. Ano mo pinagsasabi ko? Pero yun yung point. So those are the things that 3 misconceptions by yogainternational.com. Let's proceed to another site that I've seen. The 7 yoga misconceptions you need to stop believing. Don't stop believing. From wellnessliving.com. Okay. So, one is yoga is only for women, obviously. Well, technically, I'm still a man. So, biologically, I am a man. And yoga is not just for women. And that is why I appealed to my CrossFitters back then to start believing in yoga because it will give them more room for their body to grow. Because when our body is too much muscle, so isipin niyo ang balat natin is parang longganisa. So there's a limit to sustain all that meat inside a longganisa. For those who are not Filipinos, longganisa are basically sausages, and sausages are processed meat, and then inside the what you call it, stocking, just kidding, pero there's this packaging to pack. What an English. Okay, So no, it's not only for women, like Chris said. And then yoga is only for flexible people. Hmm. Look, I'm not flexible, okay? And I cannot do. Hanggang dito lang po ako. I couldn't even. So, hindi ko po kayang ilagay ang aking paa rito. Not yet. For the time being. Because yoga takes years of practice. It wouldn't take you like 200 hours. Is not enough for you to. It's always not enough. At least for me. Okay? Because you couldn't, like everyone would say, you couldn't just be certified and, become the be all and all of things. When you become a teacher, you become more of a student. And like what I always say on Instagram, follow me on Instagram, Alan Atypical, or Movie Better. Promote. The more I know, the more that I do not know. What does that mean? The more na marami tayong natututunan, yun nga yung point eh. Natututo tayo. Kung wala na tayong natututunan, pwede na tayong mamatay. Kunin ni Lord. Huwag muna. Pero, mind you, that's the point of being a teacher. A teacher, a coach, a mentor is forever a student. So, whoever would say, and sorry for those who are masochists, pero I don't believe in coaches, mentors, or teachers that, would say, I know everything. Okay, next. So again, yoga is not only for flexible people. Number 3, yoga is just stretching, not a real workout. Grabe siya, oh. Try doing Ashtanga, try doing, what do you call that? Mysore Ashtanga yoga. Try Bikram yoga. And even try the easiest, they would say the easiest, Vinyasa yoga. And tell me if after 10 minutes or 15 minutes lang in the class, if you're not sweating, then I don't know what exercise or what is workout for you. Number 4, yoga is just another health trend. Now, okay, this is quite controversial. Because of the pandemic, because of the rise of COVID-19 since December 2019, and we are all locked down inside our rooms, inside our homes. The online thing, nag-boom siya. So Zoom is the new boom, right? And YouTube gave rise to more influencers, to more celebrities like me. Just kidding. Universe, make it happen. Yun ang nangyari kung bakit yoga is just another health trend. And they would say yun nga because yogis are vegans, kaya naging health trend. It's like saying when CrossFitters were were promoting paleo diet, paleo, or yung no meat diet, because isipin nyo na lang, students who are dedicated, who are passionate of their work, of their it becomes a work because, or something that they really love. Isipin nyo, kapag sobrang obsessed kayo sa isang tao, especially kung sa isang bagay, gagawin ninyo lahat para to give way to a better understanding of it, right? And so, um, there are already clinical evidences that support yoga as something that is really beneficial to the health and not just a health trend. Galit ako doon. Okay. Mahaba-haba pa itong alat. See, it's 30 minutes. Maybe I'll try to break it down to 2 videos, no? Okay. Yoga is a religious practice. Oh my god, OMG. So this is quite sensitive, especially for those who are religious sensitive. I'm a Roman Catholic and I'm a yogi. And I do practice meditation and I do believe in chanting mantras in Sanskrit and not just in English. And do I summon the devil? No. Do I summon all other gods? Maybe yes, maybe no. Because for Hindus, for Buddhists, and for those who believe in many gods and several deities, then we respect it and let them be. As Roman Catholic, I believe in one true God. But I also give respect and I honor those sages, those mentors, those teachers, those ancestors before me. And so I couldn't practice yoga and teach yoga, impart yoga to my students if we don't have people before us to give the discipline, to teach us the way, the path. Right? And so, if I were you, if yoga is the work of the devil, then look, I came from a Catholic school as well. So Don Bosco quoted as, being idle is the workshop of the devil. So instead of not doing anything, and that is, say, the workshop of the devil, why not do something? And I'm doing yoga. Right? So, for those of you, I'm also a practicing stoic. I'm just saying, wala na namang connect. But I'm just saying that if you wanted to believe, or your cult, or your religion, or your group would say yoga is the work of the devil and yoga is a religious belief, then maybe yoga is not for you. I'm not saying, I'm not excluding you, but everyone is welcome. Just like the church, Catholic Church is opening its doors. Even mosques, even our friends, our Islamic friends. Tama ba? Sorry. Pero any church should be open to new members. And well, maybe I guess this is the tendency of the herd mentality. So just like mean girls, just any group, there is such a thing as nagiging, groupie, and that's a tendency. But that doesn't mean that you also have the right to say words against another group. Bullying is a no-no. Sinabi. Number 6. Ito, okay. For those who just started yoga, this is for you. Oh yeah, you. The more difficult the pose, the better. No. Okay. Why do I say it? All of us, human beings, are social creatures, but at the same time, we are very competitive to each other. And so whenever someone, a new one, and then a regular one comes in the studio, Of course, the new one would always look at his classmates, her classmates, and maybe the teacher, he or she couldn't hear the teacher much, so he'll copy the person right in front of him or her, or maybe beside him or her. Kaya nangyayari, they think na, oh my God, sige, twist deeper, kanyo, okay. And then injury happens, just like in any other workout. Better to listen to your own body and respect your body, and respect not just your body but your body at the moment. What are you feeling at the moment? Are you 100%? If you feel sluggish, then respect that. Pero kailangan mo mag-workout ka mo or mag-yoga ka mo dahil sinabi, or dahil sayang naman ang subscription, dahil monthly mo binabayaran. It doesn't make you less of a human person, less of a yogi, less of a yoga student if you don't do it more or go deeper. Sana nandito pa kayo. Number 7, all yoga is the same. No, like I said, sabi nga ni Chrissy. So there's Vinyasa yoga, where I started. Vinyasa means to place or to situate in a special flow. So Vinyasa, usually when you see good slow flow, good flow, gentle flow, those are Vinyasa type of yoga. And yung dynamic movements, upward facing dog, then downward facing dog. You can hear those chanting, parang music na to your ears with your yoga teacher. Yes? Yes. Now, Hatha yoga, on the other hand, is a slower version of Vinyasa. I'm just saying para maintindihan mo. Because, ang ingay yung aso. Okay. Yung Hatha yoga is more on breaths, holding the poses for so long. Maybe 5 breaths, maybe 10. And that is where your breath comes in, makes way for more movement. You don't believe me? Then try as simple as Vajrasana, Thunderbolt pose. And that's why there's such a thing as gravity yoga, or maybe yin yoga. Yin yoga, gravity yoga, they believe in the pull of gravity, and the body would allow it as you breathe in and out. I don't know, pero believe that if you can feel that your lungs are expanding, your chest is broadening, then same as with all of the other parts of our body. When you distribute your breath all the way down, you let other parts of the body relax. Okay? So most of us come in very tense from work. That's why they see yoga as their therapy. Okay. So there are different yogas. Also, there's Ashtanga yoga. There's Jnana yoga. There's also even yoga that is not about poses. It's just about scholarship work, studies, Oh look, there's just 7 pala, not 10. Loko pa naman ako eh. Okay. Last one for today. And then maybe I'll make this a series because it's 39 minutes already.